Right, so now for lesson 2, what you are going to do is to create a task model. And why we want to have a task model? Reason is simple. A string is a very fundamental basic data type. It allows you to put in characters, numbers, okay, and so on. But you can't do more complicated things with your data because it's only a string, right? So in most of the app development, we will need to create a custom data type, and in our case here, we are going to create a task model, and this task model will contain things like the title of the things that we want to do, a due date, category, and whether it's completed or not, kind of status, right? So to do that, we will have to create a model, okay, to abstract it out from the content view. Okay, so rather than have our array just containing titles, we want it to be an array of tasks. So let's define what a task model is. Okay, so first we will have to create a new file. Okay, so I will create a file from template. Okay, it's a Swift file. Right, next. Okay, so I will call these tasks. Create. Okay, so now it appears on the left panel. So to define a task, the default is to import foundation that contains all the basic stuff from this library of Swift. Okay, so let's create a struct and we call this task with a capital T. Okay, this is the normal convention that we use. And I will have this task conform to identifiable. Then I will define a few properties. So let's ID equal to UUID. The title of my task is a string, and on top of that, I will have a category. And my category is also a string. Okay, so this is a very simple task model. In later lessons, we will add more properties to this. Okay, so going back to our content view. Okay, so what I want to do is to add the category below the title of the task. Okay, so here I will have to change a little bit now. Okay, instead of task title, now I will call it the task. Okay, so my array will be an array of tasks. Okay, then I want to create the sample data so that I can see the task within my iPhone screen. Okay, so I'll delete this, and to create a task, okay, you need to ensure that each property is being created or defined. So this is the standard notation, okay, to create a new structure task, okay, with input for the title and the input for its category. And since all these properties are strings, so I'll enclose them within the double quote. Okay, so from these 3 lines, I created 3 tasks and I put them inside the array called tasks. And then I want to display this task onto the iPhone screen. So now I need to change my code a little bit. Instead of task titles, now I will call it task. Okay, and I will remove this. Okay, so what this for each does is it will look through the array like the previous lesson, but instead of just pulling out the title as strings, now it will put in the task. Okay, the data type called task. Okay, so I want to display the properties. Okay, and these properties there are two. One is the title, one is the category, right? and so they will display them in a vertical form, okay, using the VStack structure. So now you can see the title here, and below it you have the category. Okay, and then it will look through the entire array. So if I have another array, then I'll have two CCAs. Right? Okay, so that's how it works. Okay, so that's the end of lesson 2.